Hi, this is Meghan Falcone.
Hey, this is Josh Brenner.
And Seth Brenner.
Happy New Year!
Merry New Year.
No.
Yes.
Merry New Year?
Oh, that's a classic.
Trading places. Seth is almost exclusively doing Eddie Murphy references on the podcast.
I guess I'm a child of the 80s, so
yeah,
that makes...
between Beverly Hills Cop, Trading
A
Places.
little bit the child of the 70s.
Yeah, 61 days. 62 days, if you want to be exact. But wait, yeah, that's right.
Hey, welcome to season 2 of the podcast,
I'm so
everyone.
excited.
Merry New Year!
And a real welcome to everyone out there to the craft room.
If you're just listening, we've now gone visual. We're on YouTube. Our producer will yell in where we are on YouTube.
No, he won't. Turns out he won't. He won't do it.
Probably just search Seth in the City podcast on YouTube and you might find us.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're also on TikTok, so you can find us there. So if you're listening, it might enhance your experience if you log into one of these visual mediums so you can see the craft room.
And just for our listeners in my cohort, can you tell everybody what TikTok is?
Yeah. Right.
I think you were going to say what a craft room is. It turns out a craft room is where Meghan is allowed to make a mess in the house.
And then slowly, everyone moves in here and takes over my craft room.
Yeah. You know, this was originally designed to be a panic room
Well.
by somebody else. And then we said, okay, but what if we did crafts instead of panic?
Well, that is what I do instead of panic.
It's what you do when you panic.
Yeah, I just do crafts.
Everybody wins.
It's her anti-panic.
All right, enough about the room. How was everybody's break? Did you guys have fun skiing?
Slopes were good. Snow was good.
I mean, what more can you ask for?
How many ski days are you going to get in this year, Seth?
Hoping for half a hundy.
Half a hundy, he says. This is a fully employed emergency room physician who will, in a given year, get in 50 days of skiing and how many rounds of golf?
Half a hundy.
I have a statement and I have a question.
What a life.
My statement is, if you don't know, once you're an ER doctor, you can sort of jump into different hospitals after an initial training all around the country. So right now, you could pick up a shift in, correct me if I'm wrong, in Austin, Texas, in Los Angeles, California, and also in Breckenridge, Colorado.
Well, multiple sites in Colorado. I have licenses to practice in all those states, so I have to go through a credentialing process, which is a nightmare. But yes, technically in those 3 states, I can work in a lot of places.
You in the winter basically pick up shifts in Colorado to ski.
You're a reverse snowbird.
No, I pick up shifts to help people in their hour of need. It just so happens they're skiing right there.
And hold on, I just have a quick follow-up about what's going on with you.
I still have a question, so you can continue. But
I'm
I did
so
have
sorry.
a statement and a question.
And you know what? And you laid that out clearly, and I apologize for stepping on the question.
Thank you very much. The question is, we know how important it is for you to have a polyglot in your life. But that's not really something that you do. Like, you don't speak a lot of languages, but you do golf and you do ski a lot. How important is it for your partner to ski and golf?
Golf, not important.
Okay.
Ski, moderately important. But not even necessarily ski, but has to maybe enjoy a Colorado winter. So, yeah, time by the fire, plenty of outdoor activities besides skiing. But I spend a lot of time in Colorado in the winter, so that would be a nice perk.
Okay, can I ask mine now?
You make it.
Meghan pointed out that you're between Texas, Colorado, California, and occasionally, of course, the vineyards of France. When you meet somebody and they're thinking about you as a potential partner, about settling down, about putting down roots, do you think it might be what's called a beige flag to them that you live in 3 different states with a car in each of those states?
Settle down.
Okay, I'm very settled.
I understand where you're going with this, and I do have a bit of an itinerant lifestyle currently. This is a new chapter of my life. All 3 of these cities are not on the books forever. This is very temporary, but it's nice right now.
Okay, but
hang on. But if we right person settle down, yeah, we could cut down to 2 cities.
Wow. What a sack. He's really willing to sacrifice.
It sounds to me like he's just really burned through the dating pool in these respective places and has to, like, go to new places.
There's not much of a dating pool in Breckenridge, Colorado.
But okay, if you are a single lady living in Breckenridge, Colorado, you like to ski, maybe you speak an extra language, and you'd like to date a doctor,
Yeah, done.
email us at SethInTheCityPodcast@gmail.com.
But have you been in date situations where you've explained your, as you so
Of
well
course,
put it,
that's
itinerant lifestyle. And how does a potential match, romantic match, respond?
A little bit of everything, mixed bag. I imagine some people are completely turned off. Some people are sort of intrigued by it. Certainly women that I've gone out with that are skiers, that are snowboarders, love the idea of meeting in Aspen for a long weekend. Sounds fun to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
That
Also,
doesn't sound very serious. Doesn't sound like a serious person.
seriously romantic person.
Yes?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, before Seth can dig himself any deeper.
Yes. For me, it's just a yes.
I wanted to point out one other great thing about our new space
Uh-huh.
is that we have this whiteboard behind Josh where we can now keep track of points. For
Oh,
example,
brilliant.
we could say Seth minus 50 for that horrible comment, and we can just keep it there. So we'll actually have a tally of our points.
That's a
an
great
example.
point. Well, see, unfortunately, it's just an example because you, of course, are not allowed to give or receive points.
Yeah. Yep, that's true.
Okay.
Well, the biggest news is we haven't heard about your Coffee Meets Bagel. We left last season on a cliffhanger. We gave you the most generous, incredible gift anyone could ever give someone. Premium subscription to Coffee Meets Bagel.
Waiting on the thank you note, by the way. Don't think that's come in yet.
I'm more of a verbal thank you guy.
Your happiness is thank you enough.
I gotta tell you,
You love it.
it's
Amazing?
They are sponsoring us, so I'm gonna try to be as nice as I can about this.
If only.
I would say 95% of the women I have matched with are not real profiles.
Are not real profiles?
The ones that have liked me are, but it's not going through my filters. It's giving me 25-year-olds and 45-year-olds. And then the messaging has been not great. The few that I have matched with that I have been interested in have completely not responded. And the few that have messaged me are women that I'm not super interested in as well. So it's been not great.
Can we see some examples, perhaps, of what's going on Coffee Meets Bagel? Because it seems like maybe you have an unfair bias against it because your brother and sister-in-law gave it to you out of the kindness of their hearts.
Let's go to the tape.
Let's see him.
So we've got 99.
She's wasted.
Okay.
That's a big choice for a first photo.
Okay, so
This person has a glass of wine that's like actually tipping over. Her eyes are basically closed and her mouth is drooling.
She's having a fun time.
That's not
Wait,
her.
that's the same person?
yeah, this is a problem, guys. Okay, so
I
what?
think it could be the same person.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Better.
Yeah. What's wrong?
Nothing. Let's go ahead and like her then. We'll see what happens.
I
Oh.
like that idea.
Okay, great.
Oh, I thought we were looking at people you'd already matched with. These are just
Yeah.
potential
We
people?
can do all of the above.
Okay.
Great. Okay, what?
Cute.
She's putting on makeup in the photo.
These women have less posed photos. They all look like they're in the middle of doing
They
something
just seem
like
like real
drinking
human-
milk or... Okay, well...
Whoa, wait. Here we go.
Well, okay, no. Okay, so Seth is suddenly interested in a bagel. And why, Seth? What has sparked your interest?
I mean, she's a senior litigation paralegal. This is a
I
strike.
think
She's
he likes
barely
when-
wearing clothes.
He likes his bagels to be tits out.
All right.
All right, well, you're going to like her for sure.
I can't even send her flowers anymore, by the way. That costs money.
Oh,
You
we use
burned
that for-
through all your flowers?
You get new
It just grows
money
back.
each day.
No, it costs
It
me.
costs your beans.
But you have beans.
No, I don't.
You have no beans?
I gotta buy
Oh,
He's
no.
run out of coffee beans.
You run out of beans.
and it doesn't refresh.
Wow, it says you need more beans.
I have to buy more beans. So, we'll just give her the old-fashioned like.
Okay.
I like that.
That's fine.
And maybe send her a message.
Oh, this person's popular, it says.
Of course
Oh,
she is.
so this one's basically telling me I need to send a bean.
Oh, if you got to get beans
So
to
this
get
is why
flowers.
this is why this is just
This is sort of like
This is-
Farmville.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
No, this is awful. This is why these are the worst. Hinge gives you also these like amazing matches that are hands down the most liked, and they put them in a special file for you that you have to send them a rose, which costs money to send them a rose
Right.
to get their attention, to
Right.
send them a like.
Do you do that?
Of course I do it. I have no choice
Why? What do you mean?
because they're super popular.
Oh my
Oh,
god. Does it ever
no.
pan out?
No, of course not.
Seth, but you're
You're an
being...
idiot. Well, maybe you can get off the apps because maybe in our break you've fallen in love. Did you have like a passionate New Year's Eve party romance kiss? Did you have
With our parents?
a Hanukkah?
Circling back to Coffee Meets Bagel, I have yet to have a single date from Coffee Meets Bagel.
No, 0?
Not one.
Seth.
Literally 0.
This is hurtful.
Yeah,
I think he's trying not to like our gift.
he is.
He
But-
was resistant to it before, and then he got it, and he's frankly being resistant to it after.
It's a sluggish start for us, but let's get into the dates.
I
Have you
have
been on a date since
I
we
have
last saw you?
plenty of dates to break down and more importantly, break down my mental health here.
Uh-oh.
But this one is hilarious for a million reasons, and I need all the advice you can get.
Oh,
We're
wow.
ready.
Okay.
He never wants our advice.
I know.
Well,
This must be very upsetting.
Oh my gosh! I hate to go back, but is it a continuation of the ER doctor that you thought like could be the one, the possible one,
ER doctor.
No, she wasn't ER.
The
She's a
surgeon?
surgeon.
the surgeon?
No.
He doesn't even remember the surgeon.
Of course I do. No,
That
no.
ancient history.
Yeah,
It fizzled.
yeah, we haven't spoken and texted in weeks.
Is
Dang
there
it.
anyone from season 1 that you're still in touch with?
Absolutely. I've met some amazing friends through this whole process.
Okay. That's all
But
you're
not
gonna
but
give
not
us.
romantically.
So basically, an entire season a waste of time.
Agree to disagree.
No, I mean for all the women.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so season 2, kick us off.
Matched with this amazing woman.
Oh,
Okay.
she's amazing.
She's amazing.
Okay. Is she smart?
Brilliant.
Is she educated?
Very much so.
Is she attractive?
Definitely.
Does she love to work out?
Of course she does.
No.
Moving from New Zealand to LA.
Ooh.
She's a Kiwi? She has an accent and everything?
A delightful accent.
Wow.
Moving in the next month or two. So she was here
What
getting
part
place.
of New Zealand?
She's in Auckland. She's in Auckland.
Okay, we spent a New Year's there. This is so appropriate.
I didn't even think about that.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
You didn't think to tell her that you'd spent 2 weeks in New Zealand?
Of course we talked about it.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I didn't think about the fact that the three of us were in New Zealand for New Year's 7 years ago, 8 years ago. I can't even remember.
Well, a lot of years ago.
So she was here scouting location. She's got to get a car. She's got to do all the things.
Oh, wow. It's going to be so confusing for her which side to drive on.
Probably gonna figure that one out. Yeah.
Is she in tech sales? What brings her to America?
No, she just wanted to try something new.
That's a mistake because New Zealand is
It's
better.
amazing.
New Zealand is incredible.
Yeah.
Listen. The grass is always greener, but I think
But literally, in
Their
that case, it
grass
is
is greener.
Way
incredibly beautiful grow.
stunningly
grass.
green and amazing. But to her defense, she wanted to try something different. She had a great opportunity. She's 32. Which was what?
Tech sales.
No, she's a clinical psychologist,
Oh.
and
okay.
I don't know how it worked.
Oh, I can't wait to find out what she made of you.
Should we bring her on? But she has to do also some testing so that she can get all her board certified.
Can I say something that I already like about this a lot?
Sure.
This is a home game for you, and she's coming from a completely different dating universe, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's possible that she won't know how many Bayesian red flags you're bringing to the table when she initially meets you. Whereas, like most women dating in this pool will be very aware of what you are and what the problems are.
You're saying advantage, Seth.
I'm saying great opportunity here.
Great. Anyways.
Yeah.
She's here for 10 days or so.
Okay.
Okay.
She put her offense out on the field early, so she did the travel mode before she even got here. Love this.
She doesn't know anyone in town, really.
A few people.
Does she have a day that she's planning to arrive here, or she just in the future she's coming to live in Los Angeles?
It's like 2 months from now. It's
Oh,
happening.
okay, good.
Yeah,
okay.
It's
I'm
happening.
excited now about it.
Yeah. So we matched a couple weeks ago. Been messaging. It's a little more difficult because she's been in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's been fine. Every couple days, check in. Super sweet. Very funny.
And so when she was here, you met up?
Yeah.
Or you?
Of course. Wait, I'm telling you about a date that didn't happen.
Oh, I'm confused about the timeline.
She's doing a scouting trip.
She put travel mode on before she came.
That's how the apps work.
Sorry. She, in preparation for her trip here, was like, I'm going to need a rental car. I'm going to need a hotel. I'm going to need a potential date.
It's hard to say if she was like meeting people with intention of dating or just meeting people in general.
Okay.
But this was on Bumble on the dating app. It wasn't like the Bumble BFF or whatever it's called.
Which I think is now its own thing. It like spun off and became its own separate app.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
We
Is
gotta
it still?
invest.
Is it still? Oh God.
I don't know. I'll correction
Is it
it
still
'cause
under the Whitney Wolf Bumble banner?
I think Whitney Wolf left too. I think there were a lot of changes at the end of last year.
We
All
gotta
corrections
figure. We
in
gotta
next
figure
year.
She's a
this
lone
out.
wolf now. Good night, everybody.
So yeah, so she's in town. She's coming in for 10 days, looking at apartments. She's gonna try to get her driver's license up and running. She's gonna try to do all these things she has to do.
I like it.
Like she's got a lot, like a laundry list of things to do as she's gonna move here in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
She's super outgoing. She's super friendly, super bubbly. We've switched to WhatsApp.
Oh,
because
sure,
she's international.
Yeah.
You went with the Spanish-speaking international for the New Zealand.
That is, from what I understand, that's the #1 language spoken in Auckland.
Makes sense. Okay.
Obviously.
It was heavily Chinese when we were there, right?
Well,
Is that right?
Mandarin Cantonese?
I think so. Yeah. I was surprised by that and delighted by it.
I was pretty drunk.
What a trip. What a country.
Great
Yeah.
trip. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so she's coming, and you guys, in your chats, is it flirty? Is it fun?
It's all of the above.
Okay.
It's super easy. Even if there's nothing romantic, certainly could see something.
Here
Wrong
it is. He's already got that.
attitude.
He's already putting one
Wrong
foot in the
attitude.
friend door.
Sorry, respecting and enjoying the company of women is not a bad thing. I'm sorry. It's not.
Okay, so let's say
I didn't care
I'm
for
just
that at
ignoring
all.
it. I'm ignoring
Just
it.
skip that. Yikes.
So, what are these? Is there anything sexy?
I mean, it's certainly a little flirty.
Okay, no pics.
Is she spelling words like color with a U in them?
Oh, yeah, there is some British spelling definitely happening.
yeah.
Nice.
Don't you get too excited about
All
that.
right.
So yes, there's definitely some flirty happening.
You know what else is great? I feel like when we were in New Zealand, everything was sort of from like 10 years ago. Like they get music later and everything. So I think maybe your emojis will really land. She's like, yes, this is how you make a smiley face. Or how do you do it? It's like, oi, then.
Just say Brit, present.
Present emoji?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Perfect.
So things are progressing great. She gets in town. First thing I ask is, do you want to meet for happy hour? And she goes, where's that?
Oh,
what did
wow,
they call
that's
it?
a colloquialism. They're drunk all the time. It's all, they just drink the whole time.
I go, oh no, that just means around 5 or 6 o'clock, something like that.
And where is she staying? What part of town?
So she's staying in multiple parts of town.
Oh.
So she's doing like 3 nights in Beverly Hills, 3 nights in WeHo, and then 3 nights like Silver Lake.
Okay.
Wow, so she wants to check out
I
like,
think that's what-
Rohan and Gondor, and I'm going to be doing a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff. How long did it take you to bring up Lord of the Rings when you were talking to her?
Oh, it's kind of passé with them. It was kind of like this. What's that face?
Well, you can't keep calling me out on my faces.
Um,
That's just what my face does when I listen to you.
We're on video now, Meghan. Everything is different.
Everybody she knows was either an extra in this scene,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
worked
you
on
gotta
this
talk
scene.
about it.
Don't worry, we talked about it plenty.
Okay.
Oh, so
okay.
why are you making me?
Okay, no spoilers. So she's staying in 3 different locations, and then are you gonna meet her in one of them?
Yeah, so she got there, and I think day 2 or 2.5, something like that. We met up. We met up in West Hollywood.
Okay. Where'd you meet?
Meg's already nervous.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, you
She's
should
good.
be. She is good. She's great.
She feels like exactly the kind of person who will get a golden retriever because she'll need a friend as soon as she comes to
Exactly.
LA. Okay.
There's definitely some culture shock happening with her. She's been to the States once, and it was years ago.
Okay.
That's a big choice.
This is a big choice. So we're in West Hollywood.
Barney's Beanery.
Well, obviously.
Oh my.
We did not go to Barney's
Okay.
Beanery.
Where'd you
Thank
go?
We went to Laurel Harbor, of course.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's early, so we can get drinks, and if it progresses, we get food, whatever. It's great, and she's
Yeah.
close to her hotel. But from a cultural standpoint, things got uncomfortable.
Okay, hold on. You meet up, what's she wearing? Sparkometer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, everything.
We've forgotten
We've forgotten how
everything.
it works. Things are breaking down.
We've forgotten everything.
Make fun of me for a minute.
Okay.
Huh?
Oh, Seth, you're an idiot. All right, we're back on
That's
track.
okay. All right, thanks.
Okay. So you meet up at Laurel Hardware. What's she wearing?
She's got it's a little chilly. She's got high black boots on, a skirt, sweater over just a shirt. I don't know what the shirt was, but she looked great.
Initial
Okay.
Sparkometer.
Very high.
Into the 4s.
Yeah, right around 4.
And once we get an accent,
Yeah,
it gives a little boost.
Well, I don't know. Why is that? Why
Oh,
does
we
the
had a
accent?
5?
No. Why is the accent kick you up? I
Well,
don't understand.
The Kiwi accent is just very cute.
It's so cute.
But even like British accent, South Africa, they're all amazing.
It makes people seem smarter than they are.
The British one for sure.
Yeah. I think it's impressive that she was able to pack high boots.
I mean,
Were they up to her knees?
I think so. Don't
Like,
quote
that's
me.
very hard to pack.
She was doing so much advance work, though. It's possible she just did some online shopping and
Had it
had
waiting
them
for her.
delivered
That's
to,
true.
Pally Hotel in West
That's
Hollywood.
true. I like that she's a planner. I like that she's a fashionista. I like that she has an accent. I like that she is potentially getting a golden retriever.
Great. Fantastic. She's still a little jet lagged, so she's still a little wonky.
Uh-huh.
But also, Kiwis just are kind of wonky.
They are. They're a little out there in a good way.
Yeah, in a great
in the
way.
best possible
Yeah.
I
way.
don't know what we've decided on what cultural relativism we've come up with based on our 2 weeks in New Zealand.
Everyone
but-
we met in New Zealand was like 90% the nicest person you ever met, and 10% like the horse girl from high school.
The horse girl.
You know, like the girl with like really long hair who like has perfect posture because she rides horses on the weekend and she doesn't really talk to anybody.
The Rohirrim.
Ah, thank you. Thanks. Just if you said it here. Oh, and the boots.
Very equestrian.
Okay.
Hey, tall? What's her height?
In the boots, we're eye to eye.
So... We're back!
Okay, it took a minute, but here we go. All right.
Okay, so high fours, looking very good,
Yeah, great.
and you sit down at the bar.
No, we got a table.
Okay.
It's one of those communal tables,
Okay.
which I don't
I don't
love.
No,
like
not
it
ideal.
either.
I'd rather be outside in one of the patio seatings.
Yeah, or they're just at the bar is fine, but the bar
Okay.
was packed, but they had a table. It was whatever.
Alright.
It was fine.
Okay.
And did she have any cultural shock with a communal table like that?
No, it was fine.
She'd seen that before.
In the movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's true. Like, nowhere we ate in New Zealand was very crowded.
good
What's the
food,
thing?
though.
The sheep outnumber the people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we would be great if she was our sister-in-law because we know so much about her home country.
Yeah, we are really
We're on it.
steeped in New Zealand. I mean, you got Mordor, Christchurch, and the one in the south with the
Sheeps.
mountain.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay. Just chit-chatting, the usual stuff.
Mhm.
We've also WhatsApped a fair bit, so we've chatted a little bit, but it's good to hear her voice and hear her stories, and recently divorced, so she wants
Oh, there
okay,
it is.
Okay,
There it
okay,
is.
things are making
The big
sense.
opportunity was to get away from her ex-husband.
or just it didn't
That's
sound
a
like
small island. 2, actually. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't know that
We do, though.
because we know a lot about New Zealand.
Was it a bad divorce?
No, sounded like it was okay, and it
Okay.
sounded like things were very amicable, but it sounded like she needed a fresh start.
Yeah, that's fair.
Enter Seth, the freshest of starts. Alright, I'll just put a little -10 on there.
Yeah, you gotta take some away from you.
But that Rohan line, so
Oh yeah, plus 100.
okay.
So
Meg calling me an idiot gets her something.
no, that's just average points.
Okay. I think from what I understand of New Zealand, it's an incredibly progressive country.
Yeah.
Jacinda.
She's hot.
She's beautiful.
I mean,
She parties though, right?
Yeah,
You
she
go-
parties.
She
Did
parties.
she step down? I
she
can't remember.
stepped down.
Bummer.
Summer.
And they handled COVID so
So well.
appropriately.
God,
Yeah.
we know a lot about
Fun.
New Zealand.
This is a great fit.
We're in the middle of West Hollywood.
Okay.
She basically says a very uncomfortable trope that I'm not going to repeat.
Oh no, like a slur?
And
Give
I'm
us an approximation. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Like a bad word referring to people of a certain sexual orientation?
correct.
Oh.
Now, this is complicated because when someone has an accent, it's hard to know if they're racist or homophobic.
Or we're
if
just
they're-
asking for a cigarette.
Yeah.
This, I think, was just probably okay to say in New Zealand. That wouldn't offend people.
Wow. Huh.
Okay, what did your face do? We can look at it now.
It
we don't have to
was-
describe it because there's videos.
It was. Did anybody else hear
Oh,
that?
no, wow.
Making sure no one heard that. Just if it was going to be a, how do I calm the situation?
Wait, in what context is she saying this?
And she's
So-
like, oi, there's
Don't stop.
I would never say it.
Oh,
she just
no,
pronouncing
stop.
it?
I thought that was
Referring to the neighborhood, there's a lot of blank. This
Oh,
is that
wow.
area, right?
Oh, so that's like, it must be a cultural thing then, right? Because
Gotta be. She wasn't saying anything negative about.
she didn't have an opinion. She wasn't. There was no connotation. It was just a word she was using that we would rather not use.
and we're not going to.
hear.
But it was so uncomfortable, and
Okay. Did you correct her?
I was like, yeah.
you
so
mansplained
after-
right away.
I don't think that falls
You
under
Amerisplained. You
Amerisplained.
Amerisplained.
Oh.
Yeah, good.
Points.
Good.
Yeah,
Next on the
okay.
board.
Thank you.
We did have a little chat about this. Hey,
Ooh.
great thing to discuss real quick since you're moving here. Leave that one in New Zealand.
Okay.
And how
That
did she
was nice.
respond to that?
I think there was this is the American hypersensitivity thing that I've heard about happening. And I was like, and she called me out on that. And it's like, she said something about, this is so American.
Huh.
I said something to the effect of, maybe so, but trust me on this one.
Yeah.
You're going to want to make sure not to say that.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now what are you thinking? Are you like, this is workable? Or that was just a mistake? Or are you like, warning flags?
This is an accident.
Okay.
So I'm not super worried
Well,
about
yeah,
it.
so I think you can't falter too much for using a term that maybe is just totally different, but in two different cultures. But I think the reaction of like, ugh,
American.
so sensitive
I didn't
is like
love
a little...
I didn't love that.
Like, you're doing her a solid by being like, hey, just a word of advice when you're in the middle of West Hollywood, don't use slurs.
Or anywhere.
I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. To her defense, we are all a little too sensitive sometimes, and I get that.
That one
But
is,
that one...
Yeah.
We're going to leave that on the island, which is lovely. Great island.
The North Island.
I
Yes,
like the South.
she's from
Oh, well, of course, the South Island is preferable, but she lives on the North
What
Island.
was the
Maybe
name
that's the problem.
What was the name of the island? Waikiki? Or what? Where we got the
Yeah,
fizz?
the wine.
Yeah,
we
the-
went wine tasting. It
we're
was like
fi-
it was
wa-
similar, very similar to Waikiki.
But it's not Waikiki. It's
very similar.
but something very
I'll
similar.
correct it next week.
Oh, fizz.
Seth fell in love with a sparkling rosé on that trip called Fizz.
And that relationship lasted longer than any
I
romantic
still
relationship.
have 2 bottles of fizz left.
Oh wow, yeah,
This
that's
is a long.
It's been in a wine fridge for 6-7 years.
Let's talk about the wine fridge.
Let's not. Let's get back to. Okay, so you guys.
He just does have a wine fridge in the middle of his apartment. It's
I
very funny.
know,
It's very
I
large.
know.
Okay.
Okay, so
So that thing aside, things are in a more clicky kind of simpatico.
Correct.
tell us 3 interesting things about her.
She was an extra in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that is great.
3 interesting
That are true.
3 interesting things about her. Number 1, like a junior surfing champion.
Ooh, cool.
So she's been all over that area, Bali, Australia, to
Cool.
surf. And when she was a kid, she surfed competitively, which is
That's amazing.
Okay, cool.
awesome.
Okay,
So
so California, Southern California makes sense.
also
okay.
also makes sense. Which
So
I'm actually
she's not going
surprised.
to end up in West Hollywood. She's going to be on the west side,
Yeah,
right?
I actually didn't. I'm thinking about that now. I didn't even ask her about that.
Manhattan Beach.
Oh, the best. The
You
absolute
didn't
best.
ask her about like the one thing you know she's truly passionate about.
Well, I know she was going to surf, but I didn't think to ask her why wouldn't she look on the west side. Oh, huh.
Okay, that's number 1. Number 2.
Number 2, family does have a sheep farm, which I thought was hilarious.
Oh, no.
Number 3, studied abroad in Asia during university,
Okay.
in China and in Japan.
Okay.
So we're talking about the geography. God, this is so stupid. I can't believe I didn't ask her about. We're talking about the geography of LA
Uh-huh.
and areas to go, areas to check out, what to see, what not to see.
Sure.
Boy, it sounds boring on this date.
Oh, thanks, Mac. But when discussing certain neighborhoods,
Uh-huh.
she used another term to describe a minority group
Oh, no.
that would not fly here in the United States.
And did you have a big reaction to that as well?
I did kind of one of these things. I was like, I hate to do this again.
Oh, man.
He presses his fingers into his forehead.
But you can't say that either.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the eye roll that I got
Oh, wow.
was truly epic.
Wow.
If we went to New Zealand or anywhere
Yeah.
and we said something that was very normal to say in America and somebody corrected us, we would be like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry.
So apologetic.
And
Yeah.
thank you for
Absolutely.
correcting me. I had no idea. I'm so embarrassed. I apologize. I thank you for setting me right. And she has a very interesting opposite reaction.
I think she is not happy with.
She's lost interest because of your
You're sobering everyone
sensitivity.
up with your, yeah.
Maybe sobering her up.
Yeah.
The thing she said, you cannot say. I did her a favor here.
Yeah.
I agree.
She needs to know this.
Yeah.
So she's losing interest. Are you, at this second instance, are you like also kind of losing
No,
interest?
way more interested. As soon as I see that she's not interested, I am
That's
into
true.
it.
That's true.
So we wrap up, call it a night. Aside from me apparently, what do we call it, mansplaining to her.
Mhm.
It's been really fun. I would
okay.
I would totally hang out with her again.
All right.
That's
great.
so interesting. I think if I heard someone say too derogatory, I just don't think I would want to see them again.
But again, I
it's
don't.
too risky.
I don't think there was any malintent in her heart. I don't think there was anything she would intentionally do to say something. Especially she's.
But
what?
that reaction, like by not saying like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," I'm like, "Are you a bad person a little bit?" That your reaction is like, "Well, America," instead of being like, "Ooh, I'm sorry." Like I'm, you know.
Fair. That's a very
tough.
fair
It's a no
point.
for us, dog.
Okay, fair. I'm still at least interested in hanging out with her
Yeah,
again.
we know she's high on the sparkometer.
Great, thank you. Hug, good night. Text me later this week. Let's grab dinner. We can let's hit
What's
the
the
town.
hug like?
Eh.
Okay.
Message her the next day.
Too soon. That's
She left a hair clippy at the restaurant.
A
a hair clippy.
And that's brought to you by Microsoft Word.
Sure.
A hair clippy.
And a big thing. I don't know. It's
A
it's
hair
got the
clip.
teeth in it.
No, it's a clippy.
A hair clippy.
Come on.
What's wrong with clippy?
Can I help
So
you
cute.
with your dating, Seth?
You two are insufferable.
This is a good bit.
So she's gone. She gets in her Uber. I'm still waiting for mine. The hostess comes out. She sees me standing there. I think your date left this.
Ah.
Text her the next day.
Excuse me, sir. Your racist date left her hair clippy.
Yes, exactly. I text her the next day. She didn't even bother texting me back.
Oh, didn't care about the hair clippy.
The hair clippy was
Collateral damage.
Yeah.
Not worth having to see you again to
Wow.
get back that hair clippy.
no.
Wow.
Probably because I texted her that you left a hair clippy at the bar.
Yeah.
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 Haven't heard from her since.
But you've still got the clippy.
I
So
do-
that's
I
great.
do have the clippy. I do have the clippy.
I think you dodged a bullet. It doesn't feel nice to always have to
Well,
be
apparently
like.
for either of them, it didn't
Yeah.
feel nice.
Yeah, I feel good about the things that I had to say to her.
Well, I'm sad that you didn't at least kiss the Kiwi, but I'm happy that she's out of your life.
I would not be shocked if she reached out when she finally made the move, but
Really?
She got to get that clippy.
I forgot that this whole time she's also a therapist. She's a therapist talking that way.
yeah, maybe she hasn't passed her American boards yet.
I bet
Maybe there's a section on that on the test.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's where we are. Basically picking up right where we left off.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't feel like anything's changed. Hey, Seth.
What's up?
I'm just really proud of you for helping someone be appropriate.
Oh,
Wow, Seth gets his first points of the episode.
thanks.
Okay, so
5
just
points.
checking out the tally. Seth has 5 points, Meg has 5 points, and Josh has 110.
I think somebody else better have the marker next episode. You know who I bet is really appropriate? All the women on Coffee Meets Bagel.
We're gonna find out eventually.
Are we?
That doesn't feel like we are.
If you could date another Kiwi, that would be good for Josh and Maya's collective knowledge.
Yeah, it's like 12 hours now, door to door, LAX to Auckland. It's like totally easily doable now.
Has that changed?
It's
It was more?
You
Door.
were just in Texas.